So we'll calculate the bandwidth. Actual bandwidth is 2 into beta plus 1 into FM. 2 into beta plus 1 into FM. For nominal bandwidth is 2 into del F plus FM. 2 into del F plus FM. So now calculate the actual bandwidth here. That is 2 into beta plus 1 into FM. Now the beta plus 1 is n value, that is 6. Now 2 into 6 into 15. That is 180 kilohertz is actual bandwidth of the FM. Okay. Okay, it is the actual bandwidth of FM is 180 kilohertz. Okay, now which compared with 2 del F, that is 15 kilohertz. How much it is, the difference is there? Around it is 30 kilohertz. So now 180 kilohertz is the bandwidth for commercial communications, provided that the statistical values of frequency deviation is 75 kilohertz, modulating frequency is 15 kilohertz, then the commercial communications bandwidth should be 180 kilohertz. So whereas the 180 kilohertz is the maximum bandwidth, you should not beyond that bandwidth for any beta value change. So that is you seen that somehow the concept it is the constant bandwidth FM. The bandwidth should be the constant when the beta value goes on increase. అంటే beta value increase అయినా కానీ bandwidth అనేది కాన్స్టెంట్ గా మెయింటైన్ అవుతుంది అనేది చూపిస్తాం. Is it not? So in that case the bandwidth is maximum should be 180 kilohertz only, not beyond that value. So 180 kilohertz is the bandwidth maximum limit. Now when the beta is 20, then calculate the bandwidth. Beta is 20, then calculate the bandwidth. So students, please be mute yourself. Some noise. Okay, so the commercial communications bandwidth of the FM should be 180 kilohertz only. So you should not go beyond that value. So for any beta value, so beta is a modulation index. So beta is related to sidebands, no? The number of sidebands n. So the number of sidebands are 6 is the maximum limit. The beta is goes on increase 20. What is the bandwidth now? So here it is, see that the bandwidth should be 2 into 21 because of n value is equal to beta plus 1 now. That is 20 plus 1, that's the 21 into 15 by 5. 15 by 4. How is this factor come across? How this factor come into the picture? 15 by 4. Can you guess? What is it actual bandwidth here? 2 into beta plus 1 is the 21 into FM, no? In place of FM, here the above values 15 is directly taken. But here in this at beta value 5, that is FM is 15 only. Beta value 20, what is that FM value here? Now you can substitute the FM value is beta is given, beta is given, FM is 15. The beta is 20, FM is 15. Now the deviation of the frequency can substitute here. Here the first one is 15 is directly taken, but in the second one, when the beta is 20, here you can deviation frequency is placed here. Deviation frequency. The deviation frequency is called 20 by 15. 20 by 15. What is the value? 3.75. Is it not? So that value is substituted here. 15 by 4 also 3.75. Now 2 into 21 into 3.75. That value is 157.5. 157.5. Now at any value of beta, it should be a reduction factor is a deviation frequency. Deviation frequency. So that is in the problem. So now 180 is the 180 kHz is the maximum bandwidth. Should not go beyond that value. That's why whatever the beta value is taken, we have to substitute here for the deviation of the frequency. So please be go through the points. Okay. So in the limiting case of a very large beta and corresponding very small FM, so the actual bandwidth becomes equal to the nominal bandwidth 2 into del F. What is the nominal bandwidth? 2 into del F is the nominal bandwidth. So now the actual bandwidth become a nominal bandwidth, provided that the FM should be the very small value at very large beta value. So such type of problems may occur in the Agnac's point of view. Please be go through that problems. Okay, next one. Okay, now that is scaled in this graphical evaluation. So the bandwidth is 2 into del F. That is the nominal bandwidth. Within the nominal bandwidth, the number of sidebands are provided. That is the beta is equal to 5. There are 6 sidebands there. So n is equal to 6 now. So there are 3 plus 3, 6. So plus a carrier, that is 3. Sorry, it is beta is equal to 5 now. That is n is equal to beta plus 1 equal to 6. There is 6 on the right hand side and 6. Sorry, 3 are the right hand side, 3 are the left hand side. Overall 6 are the sidebands are. Beta is equal to 10. So 2 del F is the same value. There is no change in 2 del F value. So where the beta is equal to 5 and the beta is equal to 10, the bandwidth should be the same. Bandwidth should be the same. That's why. So here the beta is equal to 10. So that is n is equal to beta plus 1. That is 11 in the right hand side, 11 in the hand side. That is 2 del F is the same as at beta value is equal to 5. So that is the same case in the beta is equal to 20. 2 del F is the same as the previous one, but the number of sidebands are increased to beta plus 1. That is 20 plus 1, 21. That is 21 in the right hand side, 21 in the left hand side. So there, the spacing between the sideband should be the very narrow when the beta goes on increase. When beta goes on increase, the space between the sidebands are very narrow. So that is the case. Now, the phasor diagram of FM. The phasor diagram of FM. So in the phasor diagram, so you have to relate the difference between narrowband FM and AM. Narrowband FM and AM. What is the narrowband FM? So the beta value is called far less than 1. That is known as the narrowband FM. Beta value is called far less than 1. That is narrowband FM. So now you can compare with AM and narrowband FM. So let us consider the first case of the narrowband FM. First case of the narrowband FM. we have the beta value is called beta value far less than 1. That the equation from the FM E of t is equal to where AC cos omega ct plus beta sin omega map, so that expression can expand when AC is unity. AC is unity. Now E of t is equal to cos minus beta by 2 plus omega c minus omega m of t. So this omega c minus omega m of t is lower side band, whereas omega c plus omega m of t is upper side band. So that is rotates in the clockwise direction. So approximately that equation is omega ct minus beta by 2 cos omega c minus omega m of t plus beta by 2 cos omega c plus omega m of t. Okay, so that we have to taken from that omega c plus omega m of t and omega c minus omega m of t along with the carrier omega c. So now in this approximate equation, see there are three terms are reflected here. One is a carrier term omega ct, another one is omega c minus omega m of t, that is lower side band, omega c plus omega m of t, that is upper side band. So the magnitudes of the upper side band and lower side band should be the beta by 2. So see that in that equation, this equation is important. That is omega c cos omega ct one term, that is carrier term. Another two terms are the sideband terms. So one of the sideband term is minus beta by 2 cos omega c minus omega c minus omega m of t plus beta by 2 cos omega c plus omega m of t. So referring this figure, coming to the figure, this is the figure. We have to see that this phasor diagram of narrowband FM is the first one, and the second one is the phasor diagram of AM. The phasor diagram of FM can see that cos omega ct is there, like this, cos omega ct. After that, there are two sidebands are there. Sideband magnitude should be the beta by 2. One of the sideband is omega c omega m. It has the magnitude is beta by 2, that is minus, and another one is omega c plus omega m. The magnitude is plus beta by 2. So that is project in the graphical evolution of the phasor diagram. That is omega c is this is the one, and one of the side should be a positive axis, that is rotating counterclockwise direction. This sideband magnitude is beta by 2 cos omega c plus omega t. This is the sideband. This should be rotating in the counterclockwise direction. Whereas minus beta by 2 cos omega c minus omega of t with the rotating in the clockwise direction. One should be the counterclockwise direction, the other should be the clockwise direction. So if you rotating, the one is the counterclockwise direction, that is the upper side band. Another one is negative sign because of that is clockwise direction. So now this the resultant of the two side bands. So one is a carrier, that is cos omega ct. There are two side bands. One of the side bands is counterclockwise direction rotating, another side band is clockwise direction rotating. So counterclockwise direction rotation is beta by 2 cos omega c plus omega m of t, and clockwise direction is minus beta by 2 cos omega c minus omega m of t. So now at this point of junction, there is a resultant del 1. The resultant del 1. This is the del 1. So now the result del 1 is, this is the point. Now the resultant of R. The resultant of R is, this is the resultant vector. The resultant vector should be this value having the pi is the phase angle. So this waveform, this phasor diagram is the narrowband FM. At narrowband FM, beta value far less one condition is there now. So in that condition, carrier project one horizontal line, carrier project on horizontal line, and two lines are there. One is the sideband, one is the sideband line, another one is the lower sideband line. Those upper side and lower sideband are rotating with respect to the carrier only. Is it not? So because of the sidebands are have the sidebands rotating with a carrier only. So because of FC plus FM, FC minus FM, that is the upper sideband, the right hand side. Another one is FC minus FM, that is the lower sideband. That beta by 2 is there. Cos omega c plus omega is the counterclockwise direction. Minus beta by 2 cos omega c minus omega is the clockwise direction. Okay, so these sideband vectors, these sideband vectors make one angle. Is the del one is the angle having the pi 1 is the theta. Pi 1 is the phase angle of the resultant. This is the resultant. For the resultant R and carrier having the phase angle pi. So this is the phase diagram of narrowband. Same as in the EM. Amplitude modulation. So what amplitude modulation? Cos omega c t is there. Let us see that AM mathematical equation. AC cos 1 plus m of t cos omega ct. AC cos m of t cos omega ct. There. So cos omega ct is the carrier, the horizontal line. Cos omega ct is the carrier, the horizontal line. And like in the beta by 2 cos omega ct is the counterclockwise direction, like m by 2 sin omega c omega t is the counterclockwise direction, and minus m by 2 sin omega c minus omega m of t is the clockwise direction. This is the clockwise direction. So now this is the del is the resultant of this one. Del is the resultant of this one. What is the compare with the resultants? Resultants of the two sidebands for the narrowband FM. This is the del one. For the AM, this is the del. So the del is present in the del one is present in the perpendicular to the carrier in the narrowband FM. Perpendicular to the carrier to the narrowband FM. Whereas del is present in the parallel to the carrier in the AM. So one del is the angles between two sidebands. Angles between the two sidebands. So in the narrowband FM that produce L1 produce vertical direction, that is cos omega ct and vertical del 1. In the cos omega ct in parallel to del 1, the horizontal del 1. Horizontal. So make the difference of two. So first point is for the both carrier produce a horizontal line cos omega ct, and second point is two sidebands are produces. One sideband is rotating in counterclockwise direction with respect of the carrier, and lower sideband is rotating counterclockwise direction with respect of the carrier. Okay, so same as the second point is both. The third point is the resultants are produced in the side. When the narrow FM, del 1 is produced the resultant. Del 1 is produced the resultant. The del 1 is appear perpendicular to the carrier cos omega ct in the narrowband FM. Appear perpendicular to the cos omega ct in the narrowband FM. The del appear parallel to the carrier in the AM. Parallel to the carrier in the AM. That is the now the observe the resultants here. The oral resultant is this, and oral resultant is along with the del there is a resultant. So this is the difference between a narrowband FM and AM. Narrowband FM and AM. So this is the case in this phasor diagram. So now that is observed in this way. At the time t is equal to 0, both phasors which presents the sideband components have maximum projection in the horizontal direction only. At this time, one is parallel to and one is anti-parallel to the phasor representation of the carrier. So this when one is counterclockwise direction, another is clockwise direction, what happens it is, so two are cancelled. Okay, so the situation drawing this above graphical evaluation corresponding to the time after t is equal to 0, at this time the rotation of the sidebands phasors which are in opposite directions as indicated by the curved arrow. Okay, can indicate there in that figure, have given rise to some phasor del 1 in the narrowband FM. So in the coordinate system in which the carrier phase is stationary, phasor del 1 always stands perpendicular to the carrier phasor and has to magnitude del 1 is equal to beta sine omega m of t, where the del 1 is called beta sine omega m of t. So the carrier now slightly reduced in magnitude and del 1 combined to gives rise to a resultant. The angular departure of r from the carrier phasor is pi. It is readily seen in this equation figure. So at that since beta far less than 1, the maximum value of phi is equal to tan theta, that is the beta. Okay, has to be expressed. The same variation, the small variation in the amplitude of the resultant which appear in the figure, only the resultant of the fact that we have neglected higher order sidebands. Now let us consider the phasor diagram of AM. The A should be, this is 1 plus m sin omega m of t cos omega ct, where AC is amplitude is there now. U of t is equal to 1 plus m sin omega of t cos omega ct. This is the equation of the AM, where AC is unity. Now 1 plus m sin omega m of t cos omega ct. That is cos omega ct plus m by 2 sin omega c plus omega m of t, that is upper sideband, minus m by 2 sin omega c minus omega m of t, lower side. So now the individual terms expressed in the figure B there. Compare with equations, we have to say that 90 degrees phase difference of the phasor of the sidebands between the FM and A. In figure B, some delta of the sideband phasors is given as del is m sin omega of t. Whereas in the previous one, del 1 is equal to beta sine omega m of t. No, like the del is equal to m sin omega m of t. So the important difference between F and AM is that in the former, the sum del 1 is always perpendicular to the carrier phase. The del 1 is the resultant of the sidebands in the narrowband FM. Okay, so while in the latter, the sum del is always parallel to the carrier phase in the AM. Hence, the AM case, the resultant does not respect to the carrier phasor, but instead varies in amplitude between 1 plus m and 1 minus m. So now the amplitude varies between 1 plus m and 1 minus m. 1 plus m and 1 minus m changes occurs in the AM only, because of that is the phasor diagram. So this is the phasor diagram. So cos del is resultant. So somewhat it is upper sideband, this is plus, and lower sideband it is minus. So that is not the case in narrowband FM. Okay. So now, so another way of looking into the difference between AM and narrowband FM is beta is powerful as in P of t cos omega c minus beta sin omega of t sin omega t. While in the AM, P of t is equal to cos omega t plus beta sin omega m of t cos omega m of t. These two differences are here. At beta powerful as in 1, V of t is equal to cos omega ct minus beta sin omega m of t sin omega ct. Whereas AM, it should be V of t is equal to cos omega ct plus m sin omega m of t cos omega t. Note that the narrowband FM, the first term is cos omega ct, while in the second term involves sin omega ct, a quadrature relationship. There is a quadrature relationship between cos omega ct and sin omega ct. In AM, both first and second terms involve cos omega ct in phase relation. Okay. So observe that this for the two equations, cos omega ct and sin omega ct. So both are out of phase. That is a quadrature relation. Whereas cos omega ct and cos omega ct both are in phase relation. So the del 1 and del and the basic difference, and cos omega ct and sin omega ct the out of phase relation. Cos omega ct and cos omega ct is the in phase relation. FM is out of phase relation for the sideband and here for the AM for sideband and carrier, that is the in phase relation. Okay, please be note these points in the phasor diagram of FM. Phasor diagram of FM. So now coming to the next concept is generation of FM. It can be done in two ways. One is direct method of generation, another one is indirect method of generation. There are two methods of generation of FM. One is direct method, another one is indirect method. So students, please be switch over some point here. Can place of m of t, can there x of t is considered. That is only the difference. So in direct method of generation, the FM signal is generated by using a device called CO. In the direct method of generation, can use one device called VCO, that is voltage control oscillator. Voltage control oscillator, in which the frequency of an oscillator is directly controlled by the message signal m of t. That is, when the message signal m of t change, accordingly the frequency of the carrier changes. That is the definition of the FM. What is the definition of FM? The frequency of the carrier changes according to the modulate signal changes. Is not. So that is case. So we can use voltage control oscillator. Voltage control oscillator produces oscillations, that is frequency of oscillations, with respect to changing of message signal changes. Okay, that is VCO produces an output signal which is proportional to the input signal. The input signal is m of t, that is x of t, m of t or x of t both are same. The message signal given to VCO, the output signal is s of t. Now the output is depends on x of t only. Okay, the voltage control oscillator produces oscillations depends on the variation of the m of t signal. M of t signal. So here this is the figure. M of t signal is taken, and there where the maximum amplitude, the frequency is maximum, and negative amplitude frequency is low, and the maximum amplitude frequency is high. So observe in this high frequency and low frequency. So on the frequency of the carrier changes according to the moderate signal changes. Moderate signal changes means frequency amplitude high and amplitude low. Amplitude low. The changes of the M of t signal. According to the M of t signal, the frequency of the carrier changes. The high frequency and low frequency. What about the amplitude of the modulated signal? Amplitude is constant, phase is constant, only the frequency changes. Okay. So this is the change. So this